Culture is power, history is knowledge. How's it going, Chicanos? Let me just share some basic Chicano information with y'all. This is my page, and if you go to my playlist, which is public Chicano studies, it's called. I got 81 great videos of Mexican, Chicano history, culture, identity, from the Mexica movement to the Chicano movement. If you don't know who the Mexica movement was and who Olin was, you should get up on game and be aware of the organization that once was and who taught it. Olin is one of the reasons why most people know that we are not Latino, not Hispanic, and native indigenous to this continent is because of the Mexica movement. Olin created it, who he was once a part of the Chicano movement, being a youngster in the 70s, 60s. And I got 81 videos. I watched all these videos, Chicano documentaries I remember being on PBS, broken down to different leaders, different point of views. Every little video that I could find, even the History Channel episodes, the legacy of the Miros, Chicano Miros. I mean, the guy that's Peruvian, he considers himself Chicano. And this is a great video right there, the legacy of 40 years of Chicano, the Chicano moratorium, the product of the Chicano movement, Corky, the brown berets of old videos. 81 videos to be exact, of all videos that I found interesting that people could just watch and learn. People don't read. People don't go out of their way to read or to even think about, who was our Chicano leaders, who is. And that's one of the reasons why I like to since I've started learning and understanding myself, is, I want to share this information because it's not out there a lot. It seems like basic information, but we're not being taught who our leaders are for our culture in the system of the United States. It's not broken down for us. But I wanted this channel, like, this is for y'all. I put it together. It's public. Anybody, I put this, it's easy already. 81 videos of what I recommend should watch. And now nobody has to go out their way to go find them. And, I like to break it down easy. The basics, it seems like, but people don't even go out their way to know the basics. People don't even go out of the way to think about the basics. Most Chicanos, most Mexicans, you ask, who are our leaders? Who are our activists? Who is anybody relevant? They couldn't tell you who the first Chicano astronaut is, or, that's what I like presenting, sharing where I get this information. While I learn it for the first time, you and putting it out there also, because it makes it easy for me to share it for those who are even not going out their way to think about this type of information. So it's like, hey, when I first started seeing the black community in 2014 have all this information, learning who the first black astronauts were, learning about, what black man created the light, black people created, help make the freezer, the stoplight, learning black history. And while in 2015, I learned we don't even have this basic history amongst our people out there. So go check out these videos. I hope you do. There's 81 videos. You got plenty of them you could watch, plenty of them you could listen to. A lot of history, a lot of information that I've watched, and I listen to these annually. Every year I always watch these. I listen to them. Check out my books. If you haven't seen that video, I shared it on my community page. It's right here. My books that I have, that I've read, all these books. Check them out. And other than that, Chicanos, if you have not checked out my channel, I share a lot of information about how I grew up and what I've learned for the first time, and wondering if you also knew this, wondering if Chicanos knew about this or what did they think about this. That's what I'm about, giving my point of view and also sharing history that I've learned for the first time, seeing if you guys already knew this. Because I learned and seen that we didn't have basic information out there. So, you know what? This needs to be presented even for those who, are just casually looking on YouTube and not thinking about who the first Chicano astronaut was, or who our Chicano leaders once were or are. What is the Mexica movement, the Chicano movement? So, other than that, check it, check that playlist out. Go to my playlist, Culture Studies. You could also go to my interviews, Chicano activists that I've talked to, and people that had me on their shows. If you've never seen these, and one more, you could also see my music that I listen to, that I share. All Chicanos, Latinos from all over the United States. So, other than that, Chicanos, you know, leave me your thoughts and point of view. Always, if you haven't checked out my videos, go check them out, see what I'm about. Just sharing my point of view about growing up Chicano, not speaking Spanish, and learning history and information for the first time, and just sharing the basics with people, because you realize that a lot of people don't even know what you think is basic. And even though everybody could go look this up, they're not going out their way to look it up. So it's just to give an influence, give people appetizers and some sort of encouragement or thought to be like, you know what, let me look further into this than what this guy's showing me, these little appetizers when it comes to history, or even just sharing my point of view about growing up Chicano. Peace out.